So we want the cubed root of 27. Anytime you're taking a root, square root, cubed root, fourth root, fifth root, whatever, you do the prime factorization. So I want 3 times 3 times 3 is 27. So this number tells you how many it takes to put out here. So you got to have 3 of them. 1, 2, 3. When you have 3 of them, you put that number on the outside. So is there anything left on the inside?
No.
No. So that's how you know you're finished. This tells me I got to take 3 of them. It takes 3 of them before it can come outside of your radical.
So what if it was 4?
All right. So let's look at another one. All right. So I want the cubed root of 81. So you break it down to your prime factors. So 81 is 9 times 9. 9 is 3, 3. 9 is 3 and 3. So it's the same thing as, and I have got 1, 2, 3, 4 3s. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so this tells me I need how many of them? 3. So 1, 2, 3 of them. Come. Got to have 3 before you can pull it out. And you do the same. And what's left inside? Here's a 3. So your answer to the cubed root of 81 is 3 times the cubed root of 3.
Oh, okay.
So if there are numbers left underneath your radical, they stay there.
Okay.
All right, so let's look at another one.
Just go back real quick so I can see what the other answer was.
That one?
It's just 3.
Just 3 because we pulled all of them out. All right. Jalen.
What if there's 2 numbers and it takes 3 of them? It's 3 different numbers.
All right. So what if you have this? All right, so I want the cubed root of 162. So I'm going to divide it by 2. So I know that is 162. It's even, so it can be divided by 2. So 2 times 81. 81 is 9 times 9. 9 is 3 times 3. 3 times 3.
So are all of them going to be 3?
No.
2 or 3? Each of them.
There'll be a prime number. Prime numbers are 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, 19, 23.
So you have to use prime
Yeah,
numbers.
you have to break it down all the way to all you have is prime numbers. All right, so I have a 2, 3, 3, 3, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So how many do I have to have before I can pull it out?
3.
3.
Should be in there.
So there's 1, 2, 3. So what do I have left underneath it?
2 and 3.
So what's 2 times 3?
6.
6. So you multiply together what's left underneath it. And you're finished. Now, if you put the cubed root of 162 in your calculator, it's going to give you a decimal.
Yeah.
If you get a decimal, then you know you have to go back and figure it out using your prime factorization.
They say 5.45.
The cubed root of 162. That should be about right. So if you get a decimal when you put this in your calculator, you know you've got to go back because we want exact answers. This is an exact answer.
Can you do a negative?
A negative. All right. Listen. You must be taking multiples of 3 for a negative to work. Now, if I'm taking the square root, let's try this one. The square root of negative 81. Now, listen. What two numbers that are exactly the same can I multiply to get a negative number?
2 numbers?
So we know this has got to be 9 times 9 or negative times negative 9.
Negative 9 times 9.
You can't do opposite symbols. So,
Negatives.
listen.
Negative is a positive, girl. You look like.
Now,
So what about number 11?
just listen. That's why I said it must be a cube
Didn't do wrong.
to do a negative. You must be taking a cube root for right now.
So like for all of them, if you have a cube, you can make all of them negative.
Yes.
No.
All right. And let me show you why. So I want the cube root of negative 8. All right, so first thing you do is you factor it down all the way into your prime factors. So what's my prime factors of 8? So 2. So 8 is 2 times 4.
2, 2, 2.
All right. Now, so I know that 2 times 2 times 2 is 8. But I want it to be negative. So it has to be, what's negative 2 times negative 2? Positive 4. Positive 4 times negative 2. Negative 8. You have to be doing a cubed root for right now. We will get later, Lord help us, to where we'll be taking non-cubed roots of negative numbers.
Why?
Because that becomes imaginary numbers. Now, so the reason you can have a negative in a cubed is because a negative times a negative is a positive. Positive times a negative is a negative. It must be to an odd power to have a negative. It must be to an odd power to be taken a negative. All right. Otherwise, it will be what is called imaginary numbers. And we do not want to get into imaginary numbers right now.
Which are?
So, your first assignment. Now, listen, you should be able to do problems 7 through 12 right now. 7 through 12 you should be able to do after today.
7 through 11.
So is 11, is that supposed to be a 1?
And number 11, that's an 8. That's the square root
Of 8?
of 8. If it does not have a number, it is a square.
Oh.
This does not have a number here. So you know that's the square.
So what is, so he just used the alpha button
No, the square
for the second button.
is the blue button in X squared.
You must not know the calculator while we're going.
Alright. Now,
We got it somewhere.
now, you know the answer to that before you even ask. Yes, you gotta show your work. Alright.